For business succession, timing is everything. Having your business in the right position at the right moment to exit successfully on your terms is the goal, whether you're transitioning the business to your management team, family, or an outside buyer. It's emotional. There are many variables, and for many owner-operators, there have been hurdles along the way.
It's like selling your entire life's work. You know, it's like selling one of your kids. This is what I created over 30 years. There's no pension plan. There's nothing like that. It's a liquidity event.
People have delayed, I think, the concept of succession planning, and perhaps because they don't, in their own minds, have an idea of how that will work. Maybe they haven't identified a buyer, so they think that they're not ready. When the economic downturn happened, I think people really realized, I should have taken care of that before this happened, and perhaps feel a little bit stuck. All of a sudden their investment maybe isn't worth as much as they'd hoped. There aren't as many potential buyers in the market to take the business off their hands. So divesting becomes a little bit more remote for them. And I think people will look at that now, or I hope people will look at that now and say, well, perhaps I am going to end up in this business for another 5 years, but really I should start planning now for that 5 years.
The succession challenge includes managing expectations around value and the realities of transferring ownership. What will buyers actually pay? What makes the business saleable? When exactly is the right time?
Sometimes we run into situations where an owner is tired of their business and they don't really see the true worth of their business, and we have to convince them that it's worth much more than it is. In other cases, clients have anecdotal cocktail tidbits on what their business is worth that doesn't reflect what it's truly worth or what a prospective purchaser may believe it's worth, and we need to help them understand the value and walk them through the valuation process to properly set their expectations.
I think as an entrepreneur, it's not necessarily about building the value, because they've probably already done that. It's more about preserving that value and being able to transfer that value. When all of the knowledge is resident in the founder of the business, that leaves when he or she sells the business. And you've not transferred any value. And when you don't transfer the value, you're not getting paid for it. Buyers want to walk in, buy the business, and have no fear that when you retire and move out the door as the entrepreneur, all the value they just paid for it is going to stay there.
No matter what succession path you're on, getting an early start matters. It takes time to position your business as an asset worth buying. That makes getting sound advice on what you can improve and change to make it more attractive important. Ultimately, it could mean putting more money in your pocket.
I think it often does make sense to have a CBV in early. Some of those functions are to do an estate freeze and personal planning to take care of your own personal affairs before you sell the business. That's definitely a good reason to get a CBV in early. It's also a good idea to get a CBV in early in the sales process so you understand what the value might be, so that everybody goes into any sort of sales process with their eyes wide open.
Ideally, we'd want to talk to a person 5 years in advance of their sale, and we'd want to work with them to maximize the value of their business in that 5-year term. If you're in early enough and you're assisting your clients through a transaction, you're also helping them identify buyers. In many cases, we see a lot of people here, especially in small to mid-sized owner-managed businesses, that believe that their management team or their children or someone that they'd like to sell to can't afford it. They can't come up with the money, therefore I have to look outside. So we work a lot here with bankers to try and ensure that the people who are divesting their business understand that the market for selling the business is not limited to someone with deep pockets.
You want to be on a beach somewhere in 5 years' time. The things you need to do today is, number one, understand the value drivers of your business. Number two, strengthen your management team. You need to make yourself redundant. Number three, think about who the buyer of your business will ultimately be. Will it be a strategic party or a private equity group? And what will they want to see when it's time to sell your business and get your business looking the way it should look for that purchaser to find it attractive? And number four, surround yourself with good advisors, including a solid CBV transaction advisor to help you through the journey.
Chartered Business Valuators. Be certain